Betting can be fun. No one's saying that you shouldn't gamble. It's just about being safe and making sure you don't get into trouble. This film will give you a brief introduction into how the betting industry works, the different types of gambling, the specific risks for athletes, and finally, if you do choose to gamble, how to do so in a way that minimizes the chance of harm. The gross gambling yield in 2015-16 was £13.8 billion. That's the amount of money that people lose betting, i.e. all the money bet with the betting industry minus the winnings paid out. To put this in context, every year people lose enough money betting to fund the entire NHS in England for 6 weeks. The gambling industry employs 106,000 people. It is a vast industry based on their clients losing money. And those 106,000 people include experts on betting, some of the biggest sports specialists in the world. You should also know that betting companies often have computer systems that are more complex than many financial institutions. Betting is a big business that makes its money by having an edge on the punters, either through what's called the house edge, or knowing more about the things they offer odds on. There are two main types of betting: games of pure chance like roulette or slot machines, and games with an element of skill as well as chance like betting on sport or card games like poker. On pure chance games, the house will adjust the odds so that they always win in the long run. So if you were to flick a coin, they'd offer you 49% on heads and 49% on tails, making a 2% profit every time. On roulette, they have the edge of the green, 0. That's a 2.7% edge. This means that while you might win now and again, in the long run, you are certain to lose. On games with an element of skill, it's slightly different, but the house edge stays the same. They might offer 30% on a home win, 30% on a draw, 30% on an away win, keeping 10% as pure profit. Of course, those that know a sport, they know which team will win, and so they would beat the odds offered if they were all the same. It's possible that you might know more about your sport or your team than the bookmakers' experts. But, and this is a huge but, your rules state that you're not allowed to bet on your own sport or ask anyone to bet on your behalf. If you get caught breaking this rule, you'd face a lengthy ban and potentially lose your job. This means that the odds on you beating the betting experts are incredibly slim. And even if you know more than the experts, you still have to beat them by a sufficient margin to beat the spread. Interestingly, the evidence shows that sports people are more at risk of developing a gambling problem than almost any other career, so please listen carefully to the following advice. Evidence shows that you're 4 times more likely to develop a gambling problem than your friends outside of sport. Out of a squad of 20, 1 of you is likely to be a problem gambler. 3 of you will be at high risk of becoming a problem gambler. There are some simple rules to follow which can help minimize the risk of you or a teammate developing a problem with your gambling. The simplest rule is to treat gambling as a leisure activity so that the money you gamble with you consider as money you have already lost. Imagine that you have spent it on a good night out, so that anything you do win is a bonus. Think of gambling as entertainment, not a way to make money. If you choose to gamble more seriously, then the following advice from high roller poker players and problem gambling experts is also worth listening to. Make sure that you're sober, that you're in a good mood. Don't gamble big when you're upset, down, or angry. Manage your money, set a limit for the night and stick to it whatever happens. Never gamble more than you can afford to lose. Set a time limit, like midnight or 2 a.m. if you're in a casino. Don't be afraid to leave when you're ahead. The alternative is to wait until you've lost all of your winnings. Keep a rigorous record of your winnings and losses, and don't lie to yourself. If you only remember one thing about this video, it's this: don't ever chase your losses. There is nothing more dangerous than trying to win money back that you've lost by gambling. You'll lose more and more. It's the quickest way to develop a problem with your gambling. This is crucially important, because the thing that makes you elite athletes is your refusal to give in, your ability to keep trying, your capacity to demonstrate resilience. On the sports pitch, this is fantastic. You take the same mindset into gambling, it's a disaster. No one's saying that you shouldn't gamble. It's just about being safe and making sure you don't get into trouble.